Alright, welcome to another edition of
Organics have reached the central processor core. All units not assigned to level 7 critical tasks must be...
Alright, so we were playing Anton last time. I don't know if there's anything left besides his cyber truck. That's so funny, yeah, the cyber truck. Oh, Republicans like Candace Owens go through it. Oh.
There's a lot of times it could be a Candace Owens. It could be a Larry Elder. To a lesser degree, it could be a Byron Donald. I remember Armstrong Williams. He's been out there for many, many years. I've known him for many, many years. Even to a lesser degree, somebody like Sage Steele, who used to work at ESPN and now, helped the Trump campaign. And who knows? For all we know, I don't think she's interested in it, but who knows? She might end up being press secretary one day. I don't know. Whatever it is, I hope she does well. I wish her well. Sage and I got along. Let me say this. Over the years, we've seen a level of vitriol emanating from black conservatives to a point where people who are not conservative vilified them because of it. I was never down with that. I'm a registered independent who primarily votes Democrat. There have been several occasions I've been tempted to vote Republican, to vote
Should have did it this time.
Hell, some of the times I regretted I did it. And who knows what the future holds with me with some of the nonsense that I saw from the left, particularly leading up to this election with woke and cancel culture and all of that stuff. But that's a different story for another day. Here's the point that I want to make. While finding myself wishing that the inordinate amount of black conservatives that have been out there and are still out there would sort of dial back their vitriolic responses to the venom that's been thrown in their direction, I've rarely blamed them.
I don't know why he don't just come on over into the Republican Party. Everything that he says that he stands for, and I don't know where this loyalty to the Democratic Party happens from Stephen A. Smith or from anybody that's on the left, especially black people, because we all know that the Democrats have become so radical and so left-leaning with all of the things that we don't even support or espouse in our own households, let alone the culture. It's become so problematic to where I don't even know why anybody is still holding on to this party. Again, I know that it's identity politics and it's programming that's happened from our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers and all of that, and from our fathers and our great-grandfathers that's been sent for our grandmothers. But I don't understand it, and I got to give Stephen A. little bit of credit. I know that it seems like it's like, every day he rails on Democrats, but he says that he votes Democrat. Why would he continue to do so when you know that it's so toxic and it's been very, very bad for a long time?
Because you got people in here looking at folks from the conservative side who happen to be black, calling them sellouts and coons and all of these kind of negative connotations, showing them no respect as human
100%.
beings just because you don't agree and side with their ideology. Who the hell are you?
100%.
Listen, most of my friends are liberal. Some of them are conservatives. I have no problem with any of them. All I want to hear is what your point of view is and why. And if it makes sense and it's fact-based and it's not dominated by emotion trying to usurp the facts, I'm good with you. Even if I don't agree with you. Because I know your position is based on fact.
That's fair. I agree with
you. And for folks outside of the conservative community to look at people who are black and excoriate them just because they're conservative, who the hell are you? Where are your facts? There's a lot of history that goes into stuff. You can see it one way or another, but it's undeniable that bipartisanship played the role. Civil rights legislation, voting rights legislation, affirmative action, and things of that nature.
He's right. He's 100% right.
Conservatives did play a role in some good things that happened in our society.
A lot of good things.
The left and Democrats have been hypocritical in certain respects. So if we're going to call balls and strikes, call balls and strikes.
Nope, because we live in this world where, and again, I think that Stephen A. Smith and Charlemagne both really voted Republican. I think that they lean in conservative, but Charlemagne, he's loyal to Kamala Harris, and that's his friend, and I get it. And Stephen A. Smith, I don't know why he continued to lean into the liberal side, because it's the losing side, and it's the side of radical views. And they become more divisive and less tolerant every day, but yet they supposed to be the party of unity. Yeah, right.
We didn't do that. And we never do that when that comes to black conservatives. And don't use this as an opportunity to say, Stephen A., he's a conservative. Well, damn it, I'm not yet, but I might be one day, because I don't like the shit I've been seeing. But my voting record says otherwise. This is not about that. This is about us being grown-ups and being respectful of other people's positions and feelings, and taking a moment to inhale and digest what the hell they're saying and deciphering what's true and what isn't true before we take a position. It's important that we do that. But we haven't been doing that. And then we wonder why black people in this country are the one disenfranchised community that exists in this country. You know why? Because we don't demand that you flatter us. Let me explain my position even further. If you go to buy a house, do you buy it without looking at it, walking through it, probing and investigating before you decide to make that investment? Do you do something like that with a car as well? Don't you do it with clothes? Don't you do it with any purchase that you get? But when it comes to politics, no such thing. So in other words, the vast majority of black Americans in this country, particularly since 1964, have basically said, the right, you know what? You ain't worth a damn. We don't like you. We don't trust you. So guess what? We ain't giving you our vote. We can't come together for shit.
It ain't never gonna be no coming together. That's the one thing that Stephen A. Smith don't understand. It's not about coming together. It's about doing the thing that's in the best interest of your family. I don't have to align with anybody based off of their race. I'm going to align with people based off of their character. And what I've learned, and I'm going to expound on this a little bit tomorrow morning, is that being a black conservative is probably the most polarizing position that you can take in society and politics today. Being a black liberal is easy because people expect for you to do so. Being of a different race and being conservative is fine because people expect for you to do so. Being a black conservative is like you're a leper. You get outcast from your family. You're going to get called all kind of names. People then call you stuff that they don't understand. They call you Uncle Ruckus. They call you what is that, Uncle Tom? They call you Uncle Tom. They don't even understand the story of Uncle Tom. They have no clue whatsoever. They call you all kind of names, and it's some of the most disrespectful thing ever. But it's fine, though, because usually you're right when you're not in the majority. You're in the minority that then becomes the majority because everybody is bandwagon fans. All of a sudden, I can't find one person that voted for Kamala Harris, that admittedly voted for Kamala Harris, if I didn't identify them as such prior to the election, because they actually thought they was delusional enough to think that America had become so far left that she had won. They were that delusional.
Under most circumstances. But suddenly with politics, 85, 90%, etc. We gonna roll with the left. So what you've done is, you've disenfranchised yourself. Why? Because the left know they have your vote and you're not going anywhere. And boom, you don't have to cater to African American needs.
I already said this. Me and Kwame Kilpatrick had a conversation in my studio about this on an interview. Y'all can go and check that out on this channel. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, teach Hanley 40% off your first order. And then last but not least, get your tickets to come and kick it with me December 14th in Detroit. Discount code Anton. All of that is in the description. We had a conversation about this on the couch, that the expectation is for you to vote a certain way, and so you don't have to necessarily offer or adjust to whatever demands that they may need inside of their communities. Why? Because they already got your vote, so they're not necessarily catering to you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. I think that Stephen A. Smith is really a closet Republican. I'm going to holler at y'all later.
He does sound like he's one of us, but the truth is, you don't know why people's loyalties, are where they are. There's no way to tell for sure why they are where they
Klaus.
I think we're pretty much done with Anton for now. Now there's the Millionaire Morning Show as well. Oh, there's some more here. Here. People are ruthless. United Healthcare CEOs passing as an example of why rich.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm a little bit disturbed. Not surprised, but just disturbed. And I'm about to do the Millionaire Morning Show in a little bit, so I invite you guys to join me. But I'm a little bit disturbed of what's going on with this whole United Healthcare murder situation that was happening in New York. So for those of y'all that's been living under a rock, and I'll do some more coverage on it on that show, and then I'll give y'all an update a little later on today once I get a little bit more facts. The United Healthcare CEO was taken out in broad daylight. Now, obviously it looked like an assassination attempt. I've been peppered with videos inside of my email and stuff like that. And that's not surprising to me. I think that once you get to a certain level and once you get involved with certain things and you running multi-billion-dollar companies and things like that, you got to be a little bit more careful. I mean, even on a smaller level, if you are just a rapper or entertainer or something like that, you need to gird up and get security. And it's not just because of the nefarious things that people are involved in or things like that, but because I think that society in general, especially here in America, no longer celebrates wealth. It no longer celebrates success. And I've been seeing this trend for a while where anybody that becomes incredibly successful in any right, doesn't matter what industry, corporate America, entertainment, whatever, they become the villain. If you get to the top of your field, in anything that you do, at some point, doesn't matter if you say anything, doesn't matter if you do anything wrong or whatever, you are going to be villainized, or people are going to automatically assume that you got it in some crazy way or some illegal way, or you're part of the Illuminati, or you was involved in something. And sometimes people are and sometimes people aren't. People that's broke are involved in some of the wildest things. But at the same time, they don't get the scrutiny and they don't get the visibility because they're not public figures, right? But it's interesting because when I scroll through the comments, and it doesn't matter what social media platform, doesn't matter if it's TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, whatever, does not matter. Even on blog sites, when I do a little bit more research and I like to deep dive, if you scroll through the comments, you would think that this guy had some public case against him, or he was in some court battle, or something got exposed about him. The very idea, the very fact, and you'll probably see it in this video also, but you know me, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want to say when I want to say it. You'll see in all of those comments that people have completely lost all compassion. They don't care about nobody's family. I mean, for the sake of conversation, because nobody knows this guy until he got murdered, you can very much say that, let's just say he was on the up and up, he went to school, he took care of business, he rose through the ranks, whatever, right? He has a family, and he got murdered or assassinated in cold blood, and nobody knows this guy, but by default, people are absolutely going in. And I don't know if they just got denied coverage, or if they don't have no healthcare insurance, or if they got a bill that absolutely bankrupted them or something, or they had some kind of bad experience with United Healthcare. A lot of people don't even have United Healthcare. But they hate, absolutely hate successful and rich people, especially if you get to the top of your field. Now, if you got it out the mud, or you was poor at one point, or you evolved or whatever, don't get too high. Don't become too successful. Because people that you've never met in your entire life, that you'll never see in your entire life, will be sending you some of the most hateful emails and things that you have ever seen. Let me see if I can pull something up for you guys. I got this message yesterday. It's the wildest thing ever. I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you guys really quickly. Somebody went to my website, didn't know their IP address, also went along with it, and all of that, and it is wild. Now, of course, they didn't put, their phone number. They just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. But check this out. Suck my D. This is just a random email that came yesterday at 4:19 p.m. 4:19 p.m. All right. It says, "Suck my D, burn in hell, you piece of garbage, gonna effing kill your wacky mother effer." I'm gonna try to omit their address, because I got their address, and of course I'm gonna contact the authorities. That is really what it says in real life. People are insane. They are absolutely insane. So you wonder why wealth is silent. And people often at the time, they get it wrong. They think that wealth is silent because real money, old money, all of this stuff, they ain't just, they don't have to show off. They just used to it. That's not entirely true. When you get into certain rooms with people that's had it for a long time, they're very much opulent. They're very much matter of fact. They're very much show-offy. Even if you just want to go and look at the guys over there in Dubai or the UAE or whatever, they got 80 Rolls Royces. They got some of the most exotic cars. They wear gold all down. They do what they want to do when they want to do it. They're very much opulent in their spending because they are around a bunch of other people that ain't dusty, and so they don't have to worry about it. They're not on social media, any of that stuff. They hide themselves and their wealth because they know the nature of people is to be jealous. And the more visible you become, the more hated, and for no reason you can be targeted. Now, I don't know why this guy got targeted over United Healthcare, but I'm looking at the comments of the people, and they're almost making the assassin that took somebody else's life the hero. They're almost celebrating it as though this guy, like they've known him their entire life, and so
people are quiet about their money and their wealth, or how it is that they got it, or they don't share their secrets, or they don't share their thoughts on how to become successful a lot of times, because A, the truth hurts, B, people are jealous, and then C, it's a no-win situation and they'll be villainized for it. Look at it on a smaller scale and think about a person that makes it out of the hood, and then at some point they come back to the hood to give back or build up the houses or whatever. They're not going to be celebrated. They'll be killed. They're looked at as food. They're not looked at as somebody that is celebratory. And even if you bring any visibility to what you're doing, then they're going to say, oh, why you got to celebrate? Why you got to talk about it? If you're going to do it, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of jealousy and evil that has taken over this country and ultimately infected a lot of people because they don't have it. And instead of them trying to understand how to get it, they'd rather just eat the rich. They'd rather eat the rich. And so, you know, it's easy for people, and this is one of the reasons why the Democratic Party has survived as long as it has, is because even though they have it, they hide it, and then they say, hey, against all rich people, tax them to death and all of this stuff. And they don't even understand that these people are the very ones that pay the majority of the taxes inside of the United States of America. They're the ones that cover all of the social programs. It's just a weird thing. And so I take it, I learn from it, and as I evolve in life, I think that it's important, that one of the biggest lessons to take from this is that it's important to adjust, learn why the majority of the people that have wealth are choosing not to participate in giving out game or being visible and any of that type of stuff. And again, it's not because they don't want to help, because rich people in most instances are some of the nicest people ever. It's not that they don't want to help. It's not that they don't want to have nice things visibly in front of everybody else. It's that they choose to protect themselves and be normal amongst the monsters, because they don't know who the monsters are, so that they're not targeted. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I just dropped a video today. Best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. Just dropped the video today. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And then last but not least, make sure you guys get your tickets. Come and kick it with me December 14th in Detroit. Discount code is there. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
Shit, did I make it? Oh, shit, I did make it. I thought I didn't make it for a moment there.
Revolution cannot be stopped. The revolution cannot be stopped.
Shit! Where the fuck is my boys? Where the fuck are my boys? Where's that son of a bitch over here healing me? God damn it, you fucking asshole. God. Now I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Shit. I'm over there trying to attack a different target, and this guy's over there doing something else. That pisses me off. All women are someone else's girl.
Queen.
Go ahead, speak up, Buki.
Come on, cause there you go. Your nigga might be in here. Let's do this properly. Ash, what you got to tell us?
All right, what is up with grown men betting on if they can take the next man's woman?
She said, what's up with grown men betting on if they can take the next man's woman?
Betting?
Betting? I do think that's a game that happens. Can I fuck your bitch? What you think about that?
You want me to answer first, or you want them to answer?
I want you to answer first.
It's just a sign of disrespect because we territorial. That's all it is. And here's the worst part about it: we gonna treat your chick like trash.
Ouch.
But she gonna love it.
What?
We gonna
Wait a second.
Listen. The thing that he gonna do to your girl, she's gonna adore him for it. But he's gonna do some of the most disrespectful things to her.
Maybe in a sexual nature.
You not gonna get the best of her. He gonna get the best of her.
Why?
Because that's just the way it is. That's just the way. That's the nature.
Okay, Crystal, I want to go to you.
Truth.
Why do you think some men want to sleep with other men's girlfriends?
Now, do you say, are the men who are trying to get these other women, are they single or are they in relationships?
Either or.
I feel like sometimes, and it's vice versa, to be honest with you. But I think that a lot of men will see how a woman is catering to a man, or how good he is, or even how bad she is, you feel me? Whatever she got going on. And then they'll think that, man, that nigga ain't shit. You know, I can bag her.
You thinking too much into it. We don't give a fuck.
I'm going to be told
so it's an ego thing.
No, it's two different scenarios.
Thing?
Listen, it's two different scenarios. If you meet her in the streets, then we not going to remember you the minute that we got post-nut clarity. That's the first thing. But if we meet you and we build a relationship, like some of y'all got work husbands, some of y'all getting emotionally attached. Most times when women cheat, they're emotionally attached to the man that they with. And so that's the guy that she's really in a relationship with. And that's who she's giving her all to. So in certain scenarios, y'all think that we care. We don't. You just a moment. We're going to send you back home to him. We probably don't even want what comes along with you. That's why you're going to get the best of him, because you only see him at his greatest and you don't see him when he's at home.
I feel like y'all lack dick discipline, because you saying we don't want what comes along with it. Sir, you don't know what comes along with her could be herpes. And your lack of, you wanting to put your dick in something wet real quick, it's going to end up, you going to come up short.
It's not something that I'm advocating for.
Can I be honest?
I'm telling you why it happens and what's happening.
Okay, as long as you're not advocating for it, go ahead, 2K, because here comes the advocator.
Just give you
Because you was coming with some bullshit.
Hey, we gonna swear up. Right?
We ready.
I'm from Detroit. Lace them up tight, nigga.
But on the real, like, honestly, if a dude is chasing another dude girl, honestly, I think you fighting dookie demons. If y'all don't know what that is, he like chilling. He like chilling on his hot dog.
What?
Yeah, he put his nuts in the chocolate. He gay.
Okay.
Oh, he a punk. Okay.
So he trying to fuck the nigga? Really?
It's gay. Like, anytime you fantasizing after another dude girl and you know he's slutting out, why you want to come behind him for a sexual encounter?
Man, you see how your mic went out? You see how your mic went out? That was God. God said his views is covered by 2K and not the Let's Rant About It program.
Now look. It's the
we
jealousy.
believe in equality across the board.
It's the jealousy.
Wait, he said
no. You missing the fact.
It's the jealousy.
I think y'all missing the fact that when he gets you, the guy that's that you cheating with, he don't have no responsibility for you. So he get the best of you, and he don't have to take care of you.
So
he don't have to date you. He don't have to do none of that stuff. You going home to the person that's taking care of you. So he's getting everything without putting anything into you.
Why you think he would, not saying it's right, but what makes you think that he ain't doing shit? I know a lot of women. I know a lot of women who not just fucking with the nigga. Like, people cheat, they do. And the women that I know who cheat, I'm not saying it's okay. I wouldn't cheat, but they getting something out of it.
What they getting out of it?
Something they probably ain't getting at home. Money. Same reason why men cheat.
But before she cheated with him, it was an emotional connection, right?
I mean, not all the time.
What is she just a hoe?
Look, but
Maybe.
if we go into her question,
Maybe.
right? If we go into her question, half the time, especially if your dude is of status, it's about the dude. It's about getting one up on the dude. Like, yo, I got one up on you. I slept with this dude, girl. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he got a name.
Never.
If he got
Never.
a name. Oh, yo,
No,
I took Michael Jordan girl down. I took this dude down. That's just how it be, you know, because men, they brag about that shit to other men. You think
So it's
shit
not
is I
about
look
the
what I do.
actual woman. It's just the trophy. It's
Listen,
half
if
the
you
time,
ever, if you ever with a guy,
when you talking to dude,
if you ever with a guy that openly talks about the fact that he sleeps with this person and this person, if you with a pillow talker, you in a problem situation in the first place.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
Because if he's pillow talking to you,
He gonna pillow talk
to
about you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What you got to say, Super?
I feel like sometimes niggas, they hate. I feel like sometimes niggas do it because they hating on another nigga. And they just, it's not about, it got nothing to do with the woman. The woman gonna be all in because she feel like a man is into her, but the man is doing it just to say, I fuck that nigga.
100%.
That part.
I think I agree. I think having one up and saying I was able to take your bitch down, I think
It's
that's
a challenge for him.
that's like a notch on somebody's
That's
belt.
dumb. Why would you ever want him to know that you ever did something with his girl?
Look at what it did for Future when
You're
he fucked.
logical.
Look at what
You're
it did for Future when he did that to Scottie Pippen's girl. Like literally, everybody praised him for it. So everybody is trying to do the same thing. They're like, damn, oh, he made fuck your bitch in the Gucci flip flops about her. Like now, everybody is trying to be out there.
This is 19, 20-year-old behavior.
That's real.
This is child's behavior.
It's very
honest to God.
immature. Very immature.
I've always believed. First of all, I was raised to believe that married women is awful.
Period.
Yes.
Like I'm giving y'all the logic
Respect.
behind why people do it, but listen. First of all, you don't want that problem. That dude can crash out.
Hell yeah.
That could be a situation that's just not.
See, he went over there and he attacked a different target.
I don't want nothing
Son
that
of a
another
bitches
dude
is
can put
staying
his
close
last
to
name
me.
on.
God damn
Just flat
you.
out.
Or his dick in.
I have to go attack whatever this.
So your wife was a virgin when you got with her?
her?
No, listen, but time out, you gotta
Get the fuck out of here.
check this out.
Who you think you married to, Rita?
Cause let me show you the difference, bro. It's a difference when she go home and fuck the nigga. Then I'm fucking her the day after, or sometimes the same.
Did
day.
she take a shower, nigga? Like
that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
so
we
unfortunate.
need some separation.
But it's so
in
many
between
men in this world that have done that and don't know they've
That's
done
why I
it.
call it gay. Cause it's too
unfortunate,
many.
though.
It's too many women out here to be trying to fuck another dude girl. I don't touch other nigga girlfriends or wives or fiance. Like that's just off limits.
But the problem with this conversation is that most of these women are somebody else's girl. Even if she's telling you that she's single, she not. Most of them got somebody.
Why you
Because
say that?
emotionally
Hold on,
they're
hold on,
attached to
hold on.
somebody.
Why you say that?
Very,
Because women be
very
fucking on
rarely.
somebody.
They are. Very
Woman is
rarely
fucking
they are
somebody.
not. They are not by themselves. They in something.
Instead of attacking my target, the fucker attacks some other goddamn thing. Let's see what this asshole's gonna attack. What are you gonna attack? What are you gonna attack? Are you gonna attack this with me? Okay, we'll attack this together. Nice, we'll get some more.
supremacy. Revolution cannot be stopped.
Where are you, Cam? Where are you going, Cam? Where are you going, Cam? Fuck, Cam. Why didn't you heal me, you bastard? Son of a bitch. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to do this one either. I'm just going to exit the area. Fuck it. We'll go do some planetary shit. These are there are certain missions that are purple. And you have to do all the purple ones to progress and get higher levels and shit like that. It's part of your storyline. If it's part of your storyline, you eventually have to do it. But I've lost so many of these things, I'm just going to go ahead and reset it. Let's see. Yeah. I just reset it. Fuck it. I'll leave them there. Maybe they'll drop. Maybe they won't. I'll go to Besalvis, and I'm level 60. Maybe I can try again at level 70. But the thing is, you got to understand also, I'm using... I'm using default equipment. I haven't really upgraded anything. So I could have weaknesses in my abilities that could be contributing to this.
Travel route is confirmed.
That's probably what's going on here. Anyway, let's see another Anton. Anton.
breaking news at noon. Police have released pictures of a man wanted for questioning in connection with the shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They were just taken at a hostel on the Upper West Side a short time ago. CBS 2's Natalie Dudridge is live on the scene with the very latest for us. Natalie?
Well, Chris, the latest happening here is we just spoke to a tourist in the last couple of minutes staying at this hostel. This is the American Youth Hostel, 891 Amsterdam. They say overnight, 2 police officers came in and questioned several people. Now, this comes as police released new pictures taken here of a person of interest they want to question. The NYPD is not calling this person the suspect, but they would like to interview them. Now, let's walk through what we do know from the latest from this investigation. CBS obtained surveillance video of the suspect riding a bike leaving Central Park about 15 minutes after the shooting. Where did he go after that? That is one of the key questions. Sources say police are still hoping this image showing the suspect wearing all black and that distinctive backpack taken at a Starbucks minutes before the shooting, that it may have captured enough of the suspect's face to run it through facial recognition programs. And another development, CBS News has learned from law enforcement sources that shell casings found at the scene had the words deny, defend, depose meticulously written in Sharpie. Investigators believe this could be a reference to what's called the 3 Ds of insurance, a known reference made by critics of the health insurance industry.
So now that we know that it's not an assassin, right, because the person is aware that they were having a conference at that hotel, which means that they did their research, then all of this is going to go back, right? I don't think that this person is going to get away even a little bit. They're going to find them. Obviously, they're vigilante justice. They carried that out. And people are actually looking at this person as a hero. As weird as that sounds. We are living in a society today where when I go through the comments and I read all of the different things, even the comments on my own videos, when I go through the comments and I read the things that people are saying, they're basically looking at this person as a hero. Like they did the world a favor by removing a CEO that they did not know off of the face of the earth. Me personally, I am reserving judgment until I get more information and I find out everything about it so that I can then make an assessment. I can give my opinion of what I think, but I'm going to preface it by saying that that's what I think. It's funny. Everybody gives so much wrong information, but now that more is coming out, because initially I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a hit. Obviously, it is a hit, but I don't believe that it's from an assassin. It is from somebody that is disgruntled about what's going on inside of the insurance industry. They took it so serious that they then executed somebody. I don't know how familiar they are with this person, but them writing that, obviously they want a message to be sent, and they are not looking to get caught, so it's not like they're trying to be a martyr, right? A martyr is a person that obviously becomes more famous or more visible as a result of intentionally going through whatever the persecution is, or exposing themselves, or not trying to hide from the crime that they commit, or whatever it is that they're going down for. They're not trying to be a martyr. They're trying to send a message while at the same time, in some way, shape, or form, getting revenge for whatever it is that they're disgruntled about the insurance industry. And again, we don't know if that's from somebody in their family passing away. We don't know if it came personal. You don't know if they've just been radicalized online. And so we're all assuming, but as more information comes out, we can use our context clues to come to a better conclusion.
It is still unclear why the gunman targeted the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in the first place. Police are combing electronics to find out if there were any threats against the 50-year-old. Thompson is a father of 2 from Minnesota. He was in town for an investors conference when he was shot. The NYPD is working with authorities in Minnesota to determine where the victim is from, to dig deeper into any specific threats against him. And
became CEO of the company, I believe, in 2021. And who's to say that he had a personal grudge against him? He could have had a personal grudge against the industry. I know it's a lot of people that actually work in the insurance industry. And so, do you have a personal grudge against 100,000 people that actually work for United Health Group, and then the umbrella company United Healthcare? Or do you only have a personal grudge against the industry itself? Or do you have a personal grudge
against the CEO, or are you mad at the CEO because he's a representation of what the industry is? Are you mad at every CEO that's a part of the health insurance industry? You see what I'm saying? So this is a rabbit hole, and people have this anger that they then are directing, and that's what you see happening inside of the comments on a lot of these videos.
Police sources say detectives have uncovered rantings against Big Pharma directed at United Healthcare, but no threats to Thompson's personal safety specifically. Now, a short while ago, we spoke to Rodney Harrison, former NYPD, who says this was all clearly planned, but not perfect.
There were some things that he did wrong. Once again, his a phone was left behind. We believe that it may be connected to him. Once again, is how his face was covered, but at one point it was exposed, which, you know, it will help out with being identified through facial recognition.
Now, again, a motive for the shooting remains a mystery. Police fanned out across the city looking for clues. Back out here on this hostel on the Upper West Side. Again, just minutes ago, we spoke to a tourist who said there was some police activity here, and we are still looking to speak to other people who work at the hostel here, and that's what we'll be doing in the next coming minutes. On the Upper West Side, Natalie Duddridge, CBS News, New York.
Okay, Natalie, thank you. And the CEO of United Health Group, which has United Healthcare under its umbrella, shared a message to employees following Thompson's death.
There are no words to describe how so many of us are feeling right now. Brian was a truly extraordinary person who touched the lives of countless people throughout our organization and far beyond. It's a terrible tragedy, and I know we are in shock and disbelief. Our hearts are with his family. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers, and be assured we'll be there for them.
He went on to encourage employees to support each other as they collectively grieve Thompson's death.
It's messed up because he got 2 kids. I don't know if he got a wife. I know that they said that he had 2 kids. It's a tough thing, right? Because you try to be passionate, or you try to become passionate towards how people feel, but then I'm never going to be an advocate for somebody to take another person's life. I'm just not. I'm not. No matter how you feel, no matter what you think, no matter how angry you are about whatever it is that's happening in society and in the culture today, I am never, under any circumstances, going to substantiate or justify somebody taking somebody else's life. That's just where I stand on the problem. That's where I stand on the issue. And hopefully, you know, he wasn't caught up in anything. I heard that there was an investigation on insider trading, but an investigation doesn't necessarily mean that you're guilty. And again, I'm always on the side of the law where it says that innocent until proven guilty, but he'll never see a day in court, or will never actually finish that investigation, I'm assuming, because of what has happened now. But let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. And then also get your tickets to come and kick it with me in person December 14th in Detroit. Discount code Anton. All of that is in the description. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to see what y'all got to say, because one of the things that I'm wondering is everybody's anger misplaced? How many people are actually being done wrong from the insurance company, or is this a bandwagon thing? You know what I'm saying? Is this a thing where people are seeing that other people are mad, and so as a result, everybody else is being mad at it? Do you feel some kind of vindication? Will you sleep better at night knowing that a CEO has been eliminated from the face of this earth that was promoted to his position in 2021? Do you think the industry is going to change? I'm curious. I'm a little bit more curious, and I'm going to have this conversation on After Hours tonight. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
All right. So we're just living off the drops. So maybe I can't do those guys because I'm not fully upgraded. At least that's what I'm thinking. Now, I could be mistaken, but we'll see. wasn't cool. It wasn't cool for black people to be Republican.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
So, with that being said, couple different questions. A, will there be any fallout? And then B, do you now trust? Do you still trust, or do you have any trust left in the Democrats? Let me edit that, because that obviously is a little bit of a snafu. Anybody can jump into this.
Do you mean fallout amongst the Democrats?
Yes.
Because of this?
Well, no, just fallout in general. Come on. Fallout in general. It could be amongst the Democrats. It could be any of that. And do you trust Democrats considering what is now happening and all of the details that's starting to come out, like the 10 to 11-year pardon back to 2014?
I think that there was already fallout amongst, or like the civil war amongst the Democrats after Kamala lost. I feel like this just added fuel to the already ever-burning fire that they have to deal with. And as far as, do I trust Democrats? I stopped trusting Democrats, not gonna lie, probably like 3 years ago. So I don't have any faith in them for anything.
I see you thinking, Ava.
I mean, I don't really trust politicians in general. My thinking now, particularly being a parent, being older, is what is the policies that I want to be pushed forward? What is that I believe should be law? Because just the longer people stay in politics, they have to compromise. They have to change positions on certain things. They have to, a majority of them have to negotiate or you know, whatever. So for the Democrats, trust them. They're scrambling, they're imploding. They're gonna have to figure out where they go from here. And back a little bit back to the original question about when did it flip. I was always more moderate, but because of social issues and community, I leaned more at Democrat. But again, Ava said it best with the whole boys can be girls and girls can be boys, and then also deleting babies, which has disproportionately affected African American community the most and has kept us at 13% for however long, you know, that we've been on this in this country. I mean, I have done for this past election, because I live in Texas, I looked at what each candidate, because there was a lot of judges that were voted on in Texas, and we had state senators and also the senator position federally. But I just look at every candidate now, because I have young children, and what laws and policies they have now will affect them going forward. But in terms of the Democrats, they're going to have to, I know a lot of the T's are going to be upset, because they're going to have to fall away a lot if they want to have any inroads. with the majority of the population. So they're going to have to come more center if anything's going to happen for them.
One of the things that I was looking at with this whole thing, and I don't see anybody discussing it online, I don't see anybody discussing it on social media or anything like that, is there's a very blatant example of, I think her name is Karine Jean-Pierre, and she's the White House press secretary that speaks on behalf of Biden. And for a long time, she's been advised to and has said that he would never pardon his son. Now, I don't know if it's because they just were that confident that either Biden or Kamala Harris was going to win and become president of the United States of America. I don't know if it was just because he had already made up in his mind that he was going to pardon him regardless, or he never anticipated that it went this far. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but it seems as though it made her look stupid. It made a lot of people that is now trying to defend the Democratic Party looking stupid. And so when I think about fallout, I don't just think about, what is going to happen as far as Joe Biden's legacy. I also think about all of the repercussions that come along with being aligned with the Democratic Party for whoever is, in it, whether it be the press secretary or people, the governors, because a lot of times, as we've seen during this election, a lot of people vote down ballot, right? And so you've seen a lot of people lose seats, which was one of the reasons that they said that they was pushing Joe Biden out of the office in first place, because I guess Nancy Pelosi said that it seemed as though it was going to affect a lot of other candidates, whether locally or internationally or nationally, down ballot. And so when I think about the fallout, I'm wondering, do you think that, and here's my question, do y'all think that there's going to be more people that defect away from the Democratic Party and act like they never voted for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden in the first place?
Yeah, I feel like it's happening now. I don't know where all of these Trump voters came from, because the numbers are not the numbers are not matching the people that's saying that they voted for Trump. I feel like a lot of people are running from the Democratic Party now that Trump won. I feel like if Trump would have lost, a lot of these people that's claiming they're for Trump wouldn't be saying that right now. Mm-hmm. But like I said last week, I don't see the Democrats.
Stop, back up, baby. Say that again. If Trump would have lost, there would have been a lot of people that wouldn't have admitted that they were for Trump.
Right. That's how I feel. Yeah, because every time I keep running across these Trump supporters, and I can't understand where it's coming from when you telling me 91% of black women voted Democrat for Kamala Harris.
78% of men, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, so I just don't understand where all of these new people coming from. So
I agree. It seems like it's a lot of black people all of a sudden, and people in general. It's all of a sudden acting like they was all on the train the whole time. So, Ava, are you saying that you believe that there's a lot of people that are lying in society and in the culture because it's now a popular thing to actually be a Republican?
Yep, I think a lot of people are lying. A lot of people are lying. It's either two ways: the people are lying, or the numbers are lying. So somebody's lying, because even when I started the pushing for Trump on my page, there was everybody was against me. It was like I had the world against me, and I was digging, and I was fighting, and I was digging, and everybody was against me for being a Trump supporter or being a conservative or a Republican. Everybody was against me. So I don't know where all of these people coming from saying that they're all of a sudden everybody is on this Trump train and disgusted with the Democrats. Like somebody's lying, and it pisses me off because I know people lying. But I just feel like I said last week, I feel like if Trump show out these next 4 years with him being in office, I feel like the Democrats won't be back in the seat. I give him probably for the next 15 to 20 years. I feel like the Republicans will take over the United States for a long time if this goes the way I'm hoping it goes these next 4 years. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kristen.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, to piggyback off of what Ava said, I feel like it also comes into play that I feel like a lot of people are able to now tell the truth. Because before, if you were to say you were a Trump supporter, if you were to say that you were against transgender people in the bathroom, if you were against kids transitioning, you were a bigot, you could, get in trouble at your job, at school. There's plenty of people that have been fired or expelled or suspended for giving their honest opinion. I hear all the time that people, even in college, they have to write out or pretend they're more liberal than they actually are so that they're graded accordingly so they can pass their classes. So I feel now that Trump is in office, people feel that they are free enough to actually say what they actually mean. Even if you interview people on the street, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people see like the street interviews, like, oh, what do you think on this? A lot of people will say no comment, or I don't want to talk about it, because they know they will get canceled if they speak the truth, if you speak logic to these woke activists. So I also think that goes into it. A lot of people felt like they had to lie in order to not get persecuted. So now that Trump's in office, I mean, even the whole thing with Nancy Mace, with the whole putting up a bill for the transgendered lady not to go, or man, whatever, to not go to the bathroom. I don't think that would have happened if Kamala would have won. Let me be real. Like, I just don't feel like that would have happened. I feel like the world is so tired of this wokeness, and now that he's in office, or going to be elected to be in office, they just feel like, you know what, I could talk my mess now. I could talk my shit. It is what it is. I don't have to be quiet anymore. We finally have freedom of speech again. Exactly. We got freedom of speech again. We're patriotic again. And we're trying to bring God back into the country too. And I don't think, even a few years ago, we would have been talking about bringing church back into the classrooms. That wasn't a thing either. So people are over it. People are ready to talk, and they're doing it.
But some people are still angry because
I was gonna say that.
I had conversations with an inner circle afterwards, and I'm like, the KKK is coming back. Someone did a middle finger to someone. It was like the world was gonna end. It's gonna crash and burn. TDS, Trump derangement system, was through the roof after election. And again, I try to, because when you see people acting in an emotional space, I wasn't coming in to be, because it started with, oh, it's going to be over, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I didn't vote for so-and-so because of this, this, and this. And, but, everything's going to work out. And it was like, what? I'm not going to, it got really nasty. And I just saw, like, people are going crazy. Get off of TikTok if you're going to follow those weird, it's going to be back. It's going to be back to 1955. It's going to be back to 1932, or whatever they want to go back to, which is just, I don't. It's feeding emotions of insanity, and I just had to take a step back. I just again brought it back to, I don't need federal programs promoting, killing the next generation. I don't need federal programs promoting that boys can be girls and girls can be boys. I don't need none of that. And again, it's not like they don't agree with that part, but it's just, they just can't see past, well, felon and essay and all this other stuff. I said, you know what, y'all can have that. Hopefully when the derangement lifts off, then we can have real conversations. But let me go to election.
Let me go to Molly. Molly, what was you gonna say?
Well, no, yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know what people are supporting Trump in the black community, because I personally feel like the numbers were correct. I don't think a lot of black people voted, and the ones that did vote voted for Kamala. I don't think that's a lie. And I still see a lot of people upset, a lot of black people upset that Kamala lost, because Trump is just terrible. He's a felon and whatever. So I don't know. I don't know who's coming out pretending that they were voting for Trump all of a sudden. I'm not hearing that. There's a lot of black people I know that are upset,
depressed.
Well, let me go to I'm gonna call her Carm. What's up, Carm? What was you about to say?
I was gonna say that from what I researched, the polls that they did was. Oh my God.
Carm, you all right over there?
My phone is charging and it keeps falling over. The polls were from 10 states, so it wasn't across all of the 50 states. And the numbers, I don't believe that they're fully accurate, because for me, it's a lot different with my experience. I've actually talked to more than 90% of the people that I actually talk to and I deal with on a day-to-day with my clients. They were all inclined toward Trump, and they had their reasons on why they were like, no, I don't want to do Democrat, I don't trust Kamala, I don't this, I don't that. And just to know that the popularity vote was really a landslide, just like the votes all together, it was like, okay, I don't believe that the people were lying about who they were voting for. I believe that they are finessing these numbers so that they can have something to talk about, to say, hey, look, this is how many of y'all had voted, and look, this is what happened, and just to keep the fear mongering and the emotions really high.
Yeah, but let me say this: she still got 70-something million votes.
Yes. And the vast majority were from black people.
Right.
You can't skew that many numbers. Black people just need to be honest and say that they voted for Kamala, because that's what we see. And it is what it is, especially with the black man. It's pretty depressing. It's just like we voted for Kamala, the vast majority. And whoever is saying that they didn't, I think that they are lying, because
I believe that.
Why is a black woman only 7% of us lean towards Trump?
Yeah.
Well, I believe it.
Also, like with me, I didn't become vocal about wanting to vote for Trump until like a week before the election, because I was going back and forth about it. And to Elizabeth's point before,
I've got the best hardware.
I did vote for Biden ignorantly in 2020, and by February I regretted it. And the reason why I regretted it was just their push for the mandates. That was really like the tip of the iceberg for me, as well as deleting babies. I always masked it as pro-choice. I'm like, well, I think you should keep the baby, but it's your choice. When really, I really think you should just keep your baby. And that was another thing that kind of leans me into it. And then I forgot what I was watching. I think it was Trump's speech, like Inauguration Day or whatever. And I looked at the speech in full, and then I heard how the media like clipped it up. And I'm like, he didn't even say that. So that made me go on a deep dive on like all of his old speeches that were taken out of context. And I'm like, let me just go ahead and actually look further into it. Candace Owens, I've always been a fan of hers, even as a Democrat. And then she woke me up to some stuff as well with BLM. And I just feel like, for me personally, I voted for DeSantis. I'm in Florida. So I voted for DeSantis back in 2022. That was my first time voting for a Republican, and I was still registered Democrat. I didn't even change my registration until maybe 2 weeks before the election. Not going to lie, I would have ended up voting for him, registered as a Democrat, even though I have voted for Republicans in the past. So I think that a lot of people were either closeted Trump supporters, and they couldn't be expressive with it because of the stigma behind being a Trump supporter. And with me personally, I didn't even really consider myself MAGA until people were putting that label on me. I'm like, well, I'm just voting for Trump. I'm not, I'm not like an extremist or anything like that. And I'm like, well, shoot, let me go ahead and embrace MAGA. Let me get a hat. People saying it anyways. And then I'm like, no, I'm really am Make America Great Again. I am that 7%. And I feel like Molly was saying, everybody was saying, I wish people were just more honest about it. Like, just say that you voted for Kamala. Don't try to be on the Trump train now and knowing that you voted for somebody who was really against your best interests. So,
I will tell you that when MAGA first came out, they almost tried to make it like a hate group.
That's what yeah.
And that was way back in 2015, 2014 type stuff, right?
Yeah.
They tried to make it out to be like, if you were saying this, then you were basically a racist and all of that stuff, when that's not even really what it means. And so it's interesting because Like even today, over time, over the years, it kind of switched. Like it's kind of evolved. I remember when people were even saying that they were a part of the Republican Party, but they was against MAGA, right? Because they was trying to make it out to seem like it was this extreme right group.
Right.
When in reality, the reason why I guess it was painted as extreme is because most people were still super liberal, and that they was a part of gender affirmations and all of that stuff, and so they identified like that with the party, but it didn't necessarily mean that that's what their beliefs were, and that's what that's how they was voting. But it wasn't cool to have a MAGA hat. It wasn't cool. Actually, it wasn't even cool to really have a flag.
Right.
American crazy as that sounds.
You can get this guy some armor. There we go. Now he's got his own armor. He's the same color as the other one, but he's got his own armor now. There we go. Cool. See? Before he didn't have any armor, now he looks cool. Now, let's see. All right, we're at an hour and 12 minutes. I think I'm going to take a break, maybe make some lunch, and just log off here somewhere. Where is the... I was thinking maybe I can go down there.
At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
Saying go here and here.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
It's this one.
Travel route is confirmed.
Let's see if this will take us closer. It might take us halfway. I'm not sure. Taking it way over there. Okay. I'm topped up.
Do you require medical attention?
Good.
Be well.
Okay. All right, well, I'll have to go back down, but I have another point. I can teleport back here if I have to. All right, I'm going to log off here, take a break. Thank you for watching, guys. Having my little adventure with Anton Daniels. Shit, man. Politics, man. Nobody suspected the Democrats to be so bad. But it's the influences that are in there. That's probably what's really going on. Yeah. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Oops. Stop it or not?